His teammate Bruce Telford. Alongside him on row number 1, Jared Horn, the first of the pre-2020s there in third, and a new comer to the class, Hamish Simpson, on the borrowed bike of Nick Southerwood this weekend, so look out for this one here. ProTwins is about to go. We've got 15 strong on the line and a great start. Jared Horn on that Suzuki SV650, the pre-2020 ProTwins have come to play here as he will lead into turn 1, takes a nice narrow line. Bruce Telford's going to be the best of the rest around there. There's a bit of argy-bargy. There's Dave Fellows and Hamish Simpson going at it in third and fourth place. Bob Irving, good start there, hits exactly what he needs to do. Hang on to that front pack, do not let them get away, and it's good to have Eddie Kattenberg, Derek Kattenberg, Eddie's son, out there. That's sixth place with Paul Bergman, Chris Burt, Scotty Finlay. He is in touch with that fight for the championship. He's sitting at 5th in the points. Matt Dunlop, good to have him back in Pro Twin racing as well, as we see Dave Fellows wasting no time up the inside of Jared Horn. They're in 2 separate classes, but talking to Dave, championship's firmly on the mind. He just wants to get out and run a clean race and do it all his own way. That's exactly what he's done here. So halfway through lap number 1 of a 10-lap race here. Dave Fellows on the TR20 Aprilia RS660 has pulled the trigger, and he now leads ahead of Jared Horn. So 1 and 1 with the both classes leading this race as they plunge out of our sight and down towards turn 11 here at Taupo International Motorsport Park, home of round 6 the Aon and Pirelli New Zealand Superbike Championships. Wonderful 6-round series for the first time in a very long time, and it has been spectacular. So let's race along the back straight with our Pro Twins as we see Dave Fellows still there in command. It's a good start as well for Bruce Telford. We can see him up there as well. Hamish Simpson on that borrowed Nick Southerwood bike. He is a newcomer to this class as he makes a little bit of a mistake, and Bob Irving tries to sneak up the inside of him. So let's update you as we go. Dave Fellows, Hamish Simpson, Bruce Telford, Bob Irving, that's your top 4. Jared Horn's now back into 5th place after leading in turn number 1. Derek Kattenberg in 6th. Scotty Finlay there, 7th place. Chris Burt, Matt Dunlop, Greg Gosey there in that's a wonderful 10th place. 11th Paul Bergman, Sean Parker, Rob Edwards and Al Ware. Fabulous 15 strong field here. Pro Twins is Dave Fellows. This is fabulous, and with Bruce in 3rd place, this will be a championship defining moment for Dave Fellows if it carries on this way. With the 2 races tomorrow, 50 points up for grabs, and that gap at 43 at the moment. So look out, Dave Fellows. We're on championship watch as the newcomer to the class on the borrowed bike is doing a wonderful job in 2nd. We've got Bruce there in 3rd, and then look out to Bob Irving. If Bob can finish there as well, that will be a pre-2020 championship wrapped up, done and dusted as well. So Jared Horn, not only is he going to be desperate to try and get ahead of his good mate Bob, he's got to try and hope for some bad luck as well, just to keep this championship alive. It's been a wonderful 6 rounds, and there's been plenty. Our thoughts with Johnny Lewis, who was leading this championship after round number 4. Unfortunately, a crash at the Burt Munro Challenge. He is injured and sidelined for the rest of the summer, and unfortunately meant that this 2-way fight we were having was firmly placed in the hands of Dave Fellows when we come back to the North Island for rounds 5 and 6. Here it is into the flip-flop. Dave Fellows, he is well in command. There is the number 16. Hamish Simpson had a wonderful weekend last weekend at the Motorfest on his Supersport 300. He'll be riding that as well this weekend, so double classing, and certainly a busy young man. What a wonderful job he's doing here at the moment. So that's your top 3, still that post-2020 group of Dave Fellows, Hamish Simpson, Bruce Telford, who just goes faster than anyone, so 1:38.3 for Bruce. He's now, he knows this championship needs to go into tomorrow. He's going to have to get himself into that top 2, so look out for Bruce Telford on the charge. We've got Bob Irving there in 4th. That's the first of the pre-2020s. He has had a wonderful campaign so far, and if you can hang on there, he will take his 47-point lead and extend it to over 50 for tomorrow, and that will be a championship locked away. So can we have double championships crowned? We're going to find out in about 7 and a bit laps time, but 4 of them have broken clear. Then we look out to Jared Horn and Scott Finlay, who's charging. Scott, the fastest of the pre-2020s out there. So look out, Scotty Finlay. Didn't qualify all that well, but certainly got the race pace to match. And he had a good showing last weekend at the Motorfest as well, and involved in some of those great tussles with our top 6 competitors. We had a 6-way fight for TT Glory. They fly down into turn number 11, our race leaders. We've got a great little bunch right at the back end as well. So Matt Dunlop, his return to Pro Twin racing, fabulous to see on the borrowed Vaughan main bike. Thoughts with Vaughan as well. Had a crash at the Motorfest. He'll be sidelined for the rest of the summer. and unfortunately means he can't continue. Second in the points, which is a bit of a bad luck situation, but what a cool thing for Matt Dunlop to try and rekindle his love for Pro Twin racing. He was a very, very top-level competitor a few seasons ago. And the Mohawk on board now, that'll add a few tenths per lap, I'm sure, as our race leader down the front straight, taking up another lap. Dave Fellows just puts the fastest one of the race, but he's getting chased pretty hard. It's only 0.8 of a second between him and Hamish Simpson, as Hamish goes fastest for his personal best, but it's not quite as quick as Dave, so 2 tenths quicker than everyone else. Dave Fellows in command on the TR20 number 14 machine. I got Hamish and Bruce there. Second and third, and then we've got Bob Irving on that CF Moto racing machine for Action Sports Direct. He is in fourth in the race, but that's the first of our pre-2020 Pro Twins, and if he can hang on to that one there, that is a national title locked away with the 50 points available tomorrow. There's 47 points in the lead in the championship, and now in absolute command of this one. So what a wonderful campaign he's got, and that bright green CF Moto machine doing absolutely wonderful. Scotty Finlay's got himself ahead of Jared Horn, so that is going to be fabulous to see that, as Scott ahead of Jared 5th and 6th. Derek Cadenberg, good to have him on the Fast Eddie Cycles and Tasman Aluminium Eastworld Engineering supported campaign. Good to see him. Just doing this one-off round and doing a wonderful job in 7th place. 8th for Chris Bird, who gets quicker and quicker as this championship unfolds. With Paul Bergman rounding out our top 9 and 10 for Matt Dunlop. Great to have Matt back here. We touched on that before. Sean Parker is in 11th with Greg Gosey there in 12th. 13th for Rob Edwards and Al Ware. Rounding out our top 14, our remaining runners here. And Pro Twins, we're coming up to close to the halfway stage in this 10-lap thriller. Dave Fellows leads into the flip-flop. A good performance for Hamish Simpson, but he's slowly losing touch with our championship leader. And this will play right into the hands of Dave Fellows as he ticks off another lap in style. Didn't have the perfect situation last weekend. Had a crash in race number 2, had a bit of a bike issue, but nursed it home and managed to win the New Zealand TT for Pro Twin Racing. And Dave Fellows, this will be a just reward for a man who's put a lot of effort into this Pro Twin campaign. Perfect weekend to start the summer, but then he's had to work pretty hard ever since then. This will be a fabulous icing on the cake if he can hang on to this one here. Look out for Bruce Talbot, who's in a little bit of a tangle now with Bob Irving. 2 different classes, but these guys love racing hard. And Bruce, who needs to finish inside the top 2 just to keep this championship alive, is now in desperation mode as we see the TR20 team. They're on track for a 1-2 in the championship if Bruce can hang on for the weekend. So there's some fabulous scenes unfolding here. And the Pro Twin paddock is friendly and as good as ever. They all put together in a row. And then TR20 as well, they add their professional flavour to the event. So fabulous scenes, and we're looking at 6 more laps to go. They're down in turn number 11. Dave Fellows talking about this one here. This is going to be a pretty special occasion. We don't want to put the commentator's curse on him just yet. He's got to bring it home for another half of the race, but this could be potentially 2 of our titles given away on the Super Saturday to go with our 2 we gave away a week ago at the Motorfest. Congratulations to Courtney Buchanan and Mitch Rees. They locked away the Supersport 300 and the Superbike titles respectively. And now this one here, potentially now in line for double champions in this one. Let's carry on though, because Dave Fellows stretching out that advantage just ever so slightly over Hamish Simpson. He's getting slightly quicker every time. We tick off another lap and he goes purple again, a 1:37.6 for Dave Fellows that time around. That is pretty quick around here, as with this being the inaugural year of this class, the inaugural race we've had here for Pro Twin Post 2020. This will be a lap record for whoever is the fastest of our races out there. And right now that accolade will be with Dave Fellows, a 1:37.678, your fastest Post 2020 Pro Twin. We'll look out for Hamish Simpson on a debut ride in Pro Twin Racing and doing a wonderful job. He's in 2nd place. He's got a 2.5 second buffer back to Bruce Telford, who's in 3rd. And Bob Irving right there, less than half a second off the back of Bruce Telford, doing a good job. But he doesn't need to worry about that tangle there. They're in 2 separate classes, and if he can hang on, points finish here, that will be enough to crown him National Pre-2020 Pro Twin Champion. We've then got Scott Finlay, who's actually the quickest of our pre-2020 machines. He's on the Kiwi House Inspection Pirelli RST supported rig, and he had a wonderful showing a week ago at the Motorfest. Unfortunately, a crash in the TT meant that he couldn't get the ultimate glory, but certainly showed his wares and the pace, and it's fabulous to have him right at the sharp end of the Pro Twin paddock. Jared Horn there, 6th place on the KIP Racing Coromandel Homes BRM Dyno supported machine. Great to catch up with Jared this morning. Loves his Pro Twin racing. coming back stronger as ever next season as well. He's already got big, bold plans, so we'll look out for Jared Horn, the man from Whangamata there on the 74. Derek Kittenberg in what's going to be 7th place on the Fast City Cycles machine. Great to have Derek out there just for this weekend only, so saving his best showing. Till the last one here as Dave Fellows ticks off another lap. We've got drama in 3rd place because Bob Irving's gone up the inside of Bruce Telford and made a bit of a move there. Bruce is going to argue straight back on that slightly more horsepowered Aprilia RS 660, so what a tangle these guys are having. And we've only got 4 laps to go, and they're locked in a fearsome battle as the front two, they drift off into the distance. It's a massive 3.8 second advantage now for Dave Fellows, who's dipped into the 137s and just continues to impress on the TR20 Pirelli and Scooterazzi Aprilia machine. It's going to be exciting. We are not going to talk about it too much. We've touched on it before, but if the race finishes in the order that it's in at the moment, we're going to have 2 national Pro Twin champions to celebrate on the Super Saturday here, round number 6 of our Aon and Pirelli New Zealand Superbike Championships. And it's all looking quite fabulous here at the moment. We've got looking out for Scott Finlay, who's slowly reeling in the battle up front. So he's second in class, but look out for that overall podium glory overall. He's only about 3 and a bit seconds back and closing in on Bob and Bruce in 3rd and 4th. That's a little prospect we're looking at. And then we've got Jared Horn, lonely old ride back there. But that's still going to be a podium on the cards for him. We've got 1, 2, 3 in the race there, 1, 2, 3 in the post 2020 edition. And then 4, 5 and 6, they are 1, 2 and 3 in our pre-2020 edition. So that's how we look at our landscape here. We've got 2 classes and an ever-changing landscape of Pro Twins. As our top 6, they have bolted. We've got a lonely ride in 7th as well for Darren Kattenberg. But then look out, 8th, 9th, 10th, 11th and 12th. There is absolutely nothing in it. There's about 4 or 5 of them going at it around turn number 9. And some absolutely fabulous scenes. We've had some brilliant racing. Some of the best we've seen has been right out of this class here. Is now 3 laps to go for Dave Fellows. We're on championship watch as well as the TR20 paddock starts to get pretty excited here. Bruce Telford, he is hanging on to 3rd place there. If he can hang on that, it'll go a long way towards 2 NZ. It's a 43-point buffer between Dave and Bruce. And on for a TR20 1-2 in the championship. That will bring some smiles to the dials, and I'll be loving that. So Dave Fellows, Hamish Simpson, Bruce Telford, still your unchanged top 3. Bob Irving, Scott Finlay, Jared Horn, still there, 4th, 5th and 6th place. Derek Kattenberg, who's there in 7th place. Well done to Derek. Just not been with us for the rest of the championship, but always great to have him out there. And then have a look at a little 3-way train coming through. That's Paul Bergman, Sean Parker, Chris Burt, Cherry's campaigners there. And some bragging rights up for grabs. Matt Dunlop's up into what will be 11th place. Greg Gosey there in 12th. Rob Edwards and Al Weir will take us all the way down to 14th. So a lot of toing and froing going on for the minor money outside that top 10. But meanwhile, while that all goes on, the fastest man on the track with a 1:37.6. That is Dave Fellows, and he's out onto the back straight, and he is only going to have 2 laps to go. And like we touched on, we are in line. Someone's going to win a championship. Are we going to have 2 of them? We are going to find out in a couple of laps' time as Dave breaking hard into the flip-flop. He's absolutely dominated this North Island stint on the championship. Unfortunately, had the hiccup at the Motorfest a week ago with a bit of a bike sensor issue, but now putting that behind him, they're putting the head down. He's now 2 laps away from a Pro Twins championship. Exciting stuff. Well done, Hamish Simpson. He is 5.4 seconds back, but in 2nd place on his debut ride on Pro Twins. And thank you to Nick Southerwood for the use of the bike. We wish him a speedy recovery. Went in for a surgery during the week. So all the best, Nick. Great to have you with us on the campaign, and hopefully fitter and stronger and braver than ever. Great to have Nick Southerwood as one of our all-time legends in Pro Twin racing, and now not only not on the racetrack, but giving his bike away to Hamish to show his wares and potentially add another member to this awesome Pro Twin paddock for 2024. We can't wait for it. At the moment, we are in the championship hunt. Dave Fellows, Hamish Simpson, Bruce Telford. That's still your top 3. It's unchanged. It's been like that for about 4 or 5 laps now. And Bob Irving, Scotty Finlay and Jared Horn, they are also unchanged right in behind as well. And if it finishes like this, we're going to get excited because we've got championship watch down on pit lane. You'll see, so our viewers on Ctas, they can view our podium, but unfortunately a bit of a technical issue with our microphones up in the PA box. And you won't be able to hear our pit lane interviews live at the track. But we do apologise for that. We'll be back to the drawing board tonight. We'll be fixing that, and we'll certainly have it all dialed in for you tomorrow. So appreciate your feedback. If you having trouble hearing us in certain areas. We can try and adjust things here, but right now we're only a lap and a bit away as Dave Fellows out of the final corner. The white flag is now out, and he will grab that with open arms. The eyes will be wide, the smile will be big, and Dave Fellows is a lap away from a potential Pro Twin Championship. We've got Hamish Simpson, he will love that. Second place now. Bruce Telford and Bob Irving still less than a second separating third and fourth place, but they're in two different classes. And we've got Scott Finlay, who was 3.8 seconds before. It's now out to 5.8, so he hasn't quite been able to reel them in like we thought he might be able to. And it's now pretty much holding firm there. Jared Horn from Whangamata on the KP Racing machine. He ticks away another lap. Now that will be a good chunk of championship points. He's 21 points behind his good mate Vaughan Main. And with Vaughan not here this weekend, 2NZ certainly on the radar and on the mind of that man there on the 74. Jared Horn, former top 3 in Pro Twin Racing. And he'd love to go 2NZ for this campaign as unfolding nicely for TR20. Bruce Telford needed to finish inside the top 2 to keep the championship alive, but the long game, TR21-2 is what's really the big prize for them as the final lap awaits us here. It's been an enthralling 10-lapper and absolutely fabulous scene. So like we touched on, our thoughts with Johnny Lewis, not here for this 2 legs of the North Islander. Crash of the Burt Munro Challenge has sidelined his championship aspirations where he was leading after we left the South Island. And now he is unfortunately not available, but take nothing away from the man who's only a few corners away and is going to feel absolutely brilliant into the flip-flop here. Dave Fellows, he's an experienced campaigner, hasn't been in the Pro Twin paddock long, but this is going to feel absolutely brilliant. Let's get on our feet and hands together for your new 2020 Pro Twin champion, and it's Dave Fellows takes the win. And with that, extends his lead out to last 50 points. There is the 16. He's going to come home in second place. Third place is going to stay with Bruce Telford, and then go back to Bob Irving. Well done to Bob, that's fourth in the race. First for our pre, and that's a championship locked away as well. So double championships, fabulous scenes on the Saturday here at round 6 of our Aon Pirelli New Zealand Superbike Championships, brought to us by the Auckland Motorcycle Club. And absolutely fantastic. That's going to be a couple of wonderful podiums to catch up on. It's going to be Dave Fellows winning the race, winning the championship, and the smile will be massive. And go back to Hamish Simpson. Good to catch up with him on what's his real debut ride on Pro Twin machinery. He'll be pretty happy with that, and thank you to Nick Southerwood for the use of the bike there. Looking out for Bruce Telford, he wraps up our podium and certainly goes a long way towards that TR21-2 in the championship. Well done, Bruce, he'll be loving that. And then look out, we've got Bob Irving. Fourth place here, our new pre-2020 Pro Twin champion on the 213 CF Moto machine. That's good stuff from him. Scotty Finlay, who continues to impress in this championship. He comes home in 5th place, and Jared Horn in 6th. And that'll be your 1, 2, 3 in pre-2020 machinery. Look out, Derek Kattenberg, good work from him. In 7th place, Sean Parker ahead of Matt Dunlop and Paul Bergman. That's your top 10 on the NV Motorcycles leaderboard. We'll go down to pit lane and catch up with not only our race winners, but championship winners as well. Let's catch up with our Pro Twin paddock next.
And had to just bring it home. I lost a bit of confidence in the rear, hence why I started working my way backwards, but we'll see what tomorrow brings.
All right, fantastic. So you got enough in your tank? You're going to bring it home, you're right?
Yeah, for sure. I'm hoping to clinch that second place off Vaughan, so it's a bit unfair for him seeing he's out, but I'll take it.
All right, well done, mate. Good work. All right, let's get over here before we get on to the next one. Under one.